The heart of Umuofia beats with life. Women weave, men carve, children laugh, a symphony of daily existence under the sun. The air vibrates with the rhythmic pulse of a village in motion, each task a note in the song of Umuofia. Ikenna, the village elder, watches with a knowing smile, his eyes reflecting the deep wisdom of generations. His gaze sweeps over the vibrant square, a silent blessing on the bustling life that unfolds before him. Dust swirls around Chinadu as he walks toward the village, a solitary figure against the vast, open landscape. His modern clothes stand out starkly against the traditional attire of the villagers. The guitar slung over his shoulder hints at a life and purpose unknown to this place. Curiosity flickers in the eyes of the children, while suspicion hardens the faces of the elders. Chinadu's arrival disrupts the rhythm of village life, a silent question hanging in the air. Flickering firelight dances across the faces of the elders, their expressions a study in apprehension and deep curiosity. The air hangs heavy with the scent of wood smoke, each shadow a silent testament to unspoken fears. Seated on woven mats, their traditional robes glow in the dim light. The elders await Ikenna's words. Ikenna's voice cuts through the silence, laden with caution and foresight. "We must tread carefully," Ikenna warns, his gaze sweeping over the assembled elders. In the sun-drenched village square, Chinadu strums his guitar, his music filling the air with heartfelt melody. Villagers gather, drawn in by the enchanting music, their faces reflecting the sun and the song's emotion. Ada, Ikenna's daughter, listens intently, her gaze fixed on Chinadu, a subtle conflict in her eyes. The music stirs something deep within Ada, a forbidden emotion rising to the surface. She is betrothed to another, yet Chinadu's song weaves a tale of longing and unspoken desires. Ada and Chinadu meet in secret by the river, the water's gentle rhythm, a silent witness to their clandestine meeting. Their voices hushed, they share stories and dreams, each word a carefully guarded secret. The riverbank becomes their sanctuary as they weave tales, the world fading around their hushed tones. Lingering glances betray a forbidden attraction, sparking in the space between them. Hesitant smiles hint at unspoken desires, their connection deepening with each shared moment. The gentle river flows on, carrying their secret dreams and blossoming affection into the unknown. Flickering gas lamps cast long shadows across the village meeting hall, the smoky air thick with unspoken fears. Faces, etched with worry and defiance, turn as one towards Chinadu, who stands unyielding amidst the gathering storm. Chinadu stands defiant amidst the throng. Ikenna, the village elder, raises a weary hand, his brow furrowed, as he struggles to calm the rising anger. A tide of voices threatens to drown out reason, the fate of the village hanging precariously in the balance. Under the relentless sun, the village square simmers with unspoken animosity. Tension hangs heavy in the air, thick with dust and dread. Chinadu's supporters and detractors stand divided, their faces twisted in a silent scream of anger and frustration. Accusations fly like poisoned darts, each word a blow against the fragile unity of the village. Wild gestures and raised voices amplify the discord, a cacophony of long-held grievances echoing through the square. The very soul of the village seems to crack under the strain, its ancient bonds stretched to the breaking point. Lamplight bathes Ada's cozy hut, casting a warm glow on worried faces. Ada's eyes, filled with longing, confess, "I can't deny it any longer, Nkem. I'm in love with Chinedu." Nkem's face is etched with concern. "Ada, you know this cannot be. The traditions." "I know," Ada cries, "but I can't help how I feel. I must follow my heart." Nkem warns, "Your heart may lead you to ruin. Be careful, Ada. The consequences could be severe." Beneath the ancient trees, Ada and Chinedu stand embraced, their forms veiled by the dim, ethereal moonlight. The sacred grove, forbidden to lovers, holds them in its silent, watchful embrace. "Chinedu, my heart beats only for you," Ada whispers, her voice echoing softly in the night. Chinedu responds, his voice full of emotion. "And Ada, my soul is forever entwined with yours." Unseen, unheard, a hidden observer lurks in the shadows, their gaze fixed upon the forbidden lovers. A palpable tension smothers the village square, thickening the air with unspoken dread and simmering outrage. Murmurs ripple through the crowd, each villager's face a mask of disapproval, their eyes dark with judgment. Ada and Chinedu's forbidden romance has ignited a firestorm, threatening to consume the village's traditions. Ikenna stands at the square's center, the weight of his impending decision etched deeply into his furrowed brow. The fate of the young lovers hangs heavy in the balance, their future resting on Ikenna's burdened shoulders. Inside Ikenna's dimly lit hut, shadows dance on the mud walls, illuminated by a flickering oil lamp. Ikenna's face is etched with deep concern, his eyes filled with a sorrowful plea. Ada stands defiant, her posture reflecting a resolve that belies her inner turmoil. Ada, please, think about what you're doing, Ikenna urges, his voice heavy with warning. This relationship with Chinedu, it can only bring you sorrow, he continues, his words hanging in the tense air. Ada retorts, Ikenna, I love him. I cannot simply renounce my feelings, her voice trembling. Under the scorching sun, Ikenna faces the silent villagers, his expression a mask of inner turmoil. His heavy voice breaks the tense air. The laws of our ancestors are clear. Tradition demands a price. A somber declaration hangs in the air as he states, Ada, Chinedu, their actions cannot be ignored. His gaze softens, a flicker of internal struggle crossing his face as he whispers, but my heart. The weight of tradition and personal conflict bears down on Ikenna, etched deeply into his weary face. Under the blazing sun, a bustling village square comes to life, vibrant with activity and hidden tensions. Young Ikenna, ablaze with youthful defiance, stands unyielding amidst the shocked crowd. A hush falls as he unveils a long-held secret, the truth resonating through the stunned onlookers. This flashback mirrors Ada's present struggle, deepening the layers of Ikenna's current dilemma. The past and present converge, casting long shadows over Ikenna's heart as he faces his truth. Inside Ikenna's dimly lit hut, shadows flicker on the mud walls, mirroring the turmoil in his heart. Ikenna paces, his brow furrowed, wrestling with the heavy weight of his choices and the hypocrisy he feels. The weight of his decisions pressing down on him, he confronts the contradictions in his life. Driven by desperation, Ikenna resolves to seek guidance. I must seek Obia. I can no longer bear this burden alone. Beneath a moonlit sky, Obia stands in the sacred grove, ancient trees looming like skeletal sentinels. She begins a ritual, her movements precise, each gesture imbued with purpose and power. The air crackles with unseen energy, shadows twisting into grotesque forms around her. A palpable sense of anticipation hangs heavy, the grove steeped in mysticism and suspense. Flickering torchlight paints the villagers' faces with dancing shadows, a visual echo of the tension gripping the night. Before the hushed crowd, Ikenna stands tall, his voice resonating with unwavering resolve. His words cut through the heavy air, a challenge to the status quo. Let the village decide Ada and Chinedu's fate. A daring proposal hangs in the balance. Let us have a vote. In the village square, tension hangs heavy, banners askew, mirroring the villagers' divided hearts. Accusations fly like stones, each word a threat, carving deeper divisions within the community. Grim faces reveal the atmosphere of distrust, each villager wary of their neighbor. The air crackles with unspoken fears as the villagers gather, their unity shattered. Flickering candlelight paints the mud walls with dancing shadows, as Ada and Chinedu sit in the dimly lit hut, their faces etched with worry. The air is heavy with unspoken fears, as Ada's voice trembles. I fear what tomorrow may bring, Chinedu. Chinedu reaches across the worn table, his hand finding Ada's in a gesture of shared dread. As do I, Ada, but we will face it together. Ada's eyes lock with Chinedu's, a desperate plea in her voice. Promise me, no matter what happens, we will never forget this love. I promise you, Ada, Chinedu says, his voice full of emotion. My love for you, it will never fade, Ada whispers. And mine for you, Chinedu, forever. Under the open sky, the village square buzzes with quiet anticipation as the voting begins. A villager steps forward, their face a mask of solemn deliberation as they approach the ballot box. Each vote cast is a silent echo of hope and uncertainty. The weight of decision hangs heavy in the air, a palpable tension gripping the square. Eyes follow each villager, every step amplifying the collective suspense. A community holds its breath, bound by the solemn act of shaping its future. Inside Ikenna's dimly lit hut, shadows dance wildly as Ikenna and Obia pour over a rough table, tension thick in the air. Scraps of marked paper pile high, silent witnesses to their intense concentration. Ikenna's calloused finger traces the marks, his brow furrowed in deep thought. Obia mirrors his intensity, her lips moving silently, each count a heavy weight. The flickering lamplight heightens the drama, the air crackling as the final tally nears. Ikenna stands on a makeshift stage, his grim face amplified by the microphone, silencing the bustling village square. Anticipation hangs heavy as Ikenna announces the vote results. A collective gasp sweeps through the crowd as disbelief etches itself onto every villager's face. The weight of the outcome settles like a shroud, fear, and denial clouding the once festive air. A sleek black SUV arrives, dust billowing as it halts at the village outskirts. Emeka emerges, his tailored suit and polished shoes stark against the dusty ground. He surveys the village, a faint smile hinting at his ambitious intentions. Emeka's arrival heralds a new conflict, prosperity veiled over traditional lands. Lamplight dances across the faces of village elders, their expressions a mix of greed and apprehension. Shadows flicker on the walls, mirroring the uncertainty hanging heavy in the smoky air. Some elders nod, eyes gleaming with avarice, lost in thought. Others shake their heads, worry etching deep lines into their weathered faces. In the heart of the village square, Chinedu's fingers dance across his instrument, filling the air with a vibrant melody. The music weaves through the crowd, a rallying cry resonating with their shared heritage. Chinedu's music ignites a defiant stand against Emeka's offer, stirring the souls of the villagers. Faces reflect a growing resolve, spirits lifted by the passionate performance. A cultural revolution begins to brew, fueled by the fervent music echoing through the square. Dim lamplight throws long shadows on Emeka's face as he plots in the night, a conspiracy brewing. Emeka leans in with Okoro, their hushed voices lost in the night, outlining a treacherous scheme. Emeka gestures, detailing the plan to undermine Chinedu's rising power. The air thickens with betrayal, a deep-seated conspiracy taking root in the village. The marketplace buzzes with activity, as Okoro navigates the crowd, his eyes scanning for receptive ears. He whispers rumors, his words like seeds scattered in the wind, designed to sprout doubt about Chinedu. Okoro subtly plants suspicion in the minds of the villagers, his face betraying a hint of satisfaction. A villager pauses, considering Okoro's words, a flicker of unease crossing their face. Okoro melts back into the throng, leaving a trail of whispered doubts in his wake. In Ada's dim hut, shadows dance on mud walls as unspoken tension fills the air, with only the crackling lamp breaking the silence. Ada's eyes blaze with fury, her voice sharp. "So, it's true. You betrayed me." Okoro shifts, avoiding her gaze. "Ada, please, let me explain. Don't tell me about survival. We were supposed to survive together. Now get out," Ada cries, her trust shattered. In the heart of the village square, Ada's voice cuts through the air, drawing villagers in with a mix of curiosity and dread. Ada unveils Okoro's treacherous scheme, her words weaving a tale of deceit that hangs heavy in the air. A ripple of murmurs spreads, then swells into a wave of outrage as the villagers grapple with Ada's revelations. The crowd divides, loyalties tested, as some rally behind Ada while others stand firm with Okoro. A palpable tension descends upon the square, the air thick with uncertainty and the looming specter of conflict. Flickering torchlight illuminates the worried faces of the village elders, shadows dancing ominously around them. Okoro stands defiant, his expression a mask against the rising tide of accusations. "Okoro, we demand answers. The evidence is mounting against you," the elders declare, their voices echoing in the night. "I deny these accusations. I am innocent," Okoro retorts, his voice ringing with desperate conviction. Moonlight dapples the sacred grove as Obeah stands amidst ancient trees, the air alive with rhythmic chanting and unseen energy. Her movements are precise, each gesture a deliberate step in the ancient ritual. Shadows lengthen and twist, as the wind whispers secrets through the leaves. The ancestors reveal the truth. A chilling realization dawns on Obeah's face. In the village square, a makeshift stage awaits. Villagers gather, their expressions a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Bound and silent, Okoro stands before the crowd. His face is an impassive mask. Elder Ugo presides, his gaze stern, as accusations echo through the square. A stolen artifact is presented tangible proof amid hushed whispers. Incriminating documents surface, yet Okoro offers no defense, his silence deafening. Inside Ikenna's dimly lit hut, shadows dance as Ikenna sits, his brow furrowed, wrestling with a heavy decision. Ada enters, her face etched with worry, the lantern light casting long shadows that stretch and distort. Ikenna sighs, his voice heavy with conflict. "Ada, I am struggling with this. Okoro's actions cannot be ignored, but..." Ada's expression softens with empathy as she responds, her words measured. "I know, Ikenna. It is a difficult situation. But you must consider what is best for the village, and for Okoro himself," she urges, her gaze steady and supportive. In the village outskirts, Emeka offers a pouch to Ada, a glint of desperation in his eyes. Ada eyes the pouch, her face a mask of defiance, a silent battle raging within her. "Take this, Ada," Emeka pleads, his voice laced with urgency. "Just tell me where Chinedu is hiding." Emeka's manipulative tone hangs in the air. "It's a small price to pay for your future." Ada's resolve hardens, her gaze unwavering as she confronts Emeka's offer. "I will not betray Chinedu," Ada declares, her voice ringing with fierce loyalty. "My loyalty is not for sale." Darkness smothers Emeka's compound, a single bulb casting long, ominous shadows. Emeka, a stout figure with predatory eyes, commands attention. Menacing thugs encircle him, their faces masks of grim determination. A cruel smile distorts Emeka's lips as he gestures, plotting in the shadows. Tension hangs heavy, a prelude to violence in the oppressive night. Dust devils swirl across the desolate village square as Chinedu and Ada are encircled by menacing thugs. Tension thickens, palpable in the parched air, as the silent standoff threatens to erupt. A villager fueled by righteous fury breaks the stalemate and charges forward, a beacon of defiance. Inspired, more villagers surge ahead, armed with farming tools and raw courage, ready to fight. A violent clash ensues as the square transforms into a chaotic battleground of villagers versus thugs. Flickering torchlight illuminates the grim faces of the village elders, their weathered hands gripping wooden staffs. A heavy silence fills the room, broken only by the fire's crackle. We must declare war on Emeka. Our land and traditions are at stake. We will fight, another elder echoes, resolve hardening their features. The elders nod in grim agreement, their hearts steeled with a mix of fear and unwavering determination. The battlefield roars with clashing steel and desperate cries, a symphony of war echoing across the blood-soaked ground. Villagers, faces set with grim resolve, stand defiant against Emeka's relentless forces, their hearts pounding with each strike. Crimson stains paint the earth, a stark testament to the brutal ferocity that consumes the battlefield. Each villager moves with a desperate strength, fueled by the burning desire to defend their cherished homes. The air crackles with tension, a palpable wave of fear and determination washing over the embattled villagers. Ikenna lies still on a mat, his breath shallow, a crimson bandage stark against his skin. Ada kneels beside Ikenna, her brow furrowed with worry as she tends to his wounds. Ada gently cleans the gash, her voice soft. Hold still, this will sting. Ikenna insists, it's nothing, just a scratch. His gaze fixed on Ada. I fight for you, Ada. Always, Ikenna whispers, and Ada responds, we are bound together. Chinedu stands tall amidst the chaos, his eyes blazing with fierce resolve as he leads his brave villagers into battle. His uplifting music soars above the din of clashing steel, infusing the villagers with unwavering courage and conviction. Emeka's forces begin to falter, overwhelmed by the villagers' combined strength and the power of Chinedu's song. The battle reaches its peak, culminating in Emeka's defeat, a tense silence falling over the ravaged battlefield. The village square bursts with life as jubilant villagers dance, their cheers echoing with relief and pure happiness. A sea of smiling faces radiates under the sun. Ada and Chinedu are lifted high, celebrated as heroes amidst the ecstatic crowd. Their faces shine with triumph, reflecting the villagers' adoration. Banners wave and laughter fills the air, marking a day of unforgettable liberation. The heart of the village beats with renewed hope, celebrating bravery and unity. Flickering lamplight dances on the mud walls of Ikenna's hut, casting long dancing shadows. Ikenna, his face a map of time, sits solemnly as Ada and Chinedu stand before him, hope mingled with fear. A heavy sigh escapes Ikenna's lips as he breaks the silence. I give you my blessing. A profound declaration echoes in the dim space. Tradition must evolve to survive. On the horizon, Emeka appears, leading a menacing force that darkens the outskirts. A dark cloud of vengeance hangs low as they approach, their numbers a stark promise of violence. The air crackles, charged with the weight of impending conflict and the villagers' dread. Each footstep echoes with the impending doom, a rhythm of fear beating in the hearts of the villagers. The villagers brace, their faces etched with grim resolve as the inevitable confrontation looms. In the dimly lit room, candlelight flickers across the faces of village elders, each etched with worry and casting long shadows. The elders gather around a long, worn table, the weight of their decision pressing heavily in the silence. Flickering candlelight dances on the mud walls, casting eerie shadows that amplify the tension in the room. The air is thick with unspoken fears as the elders prepare to face a looming crisis. Each face reflects the gravity of the moment, their expressions a mixture of resolve and trepidation. Moonlight paints the sacred grove in ethereal hues, shadows dancing around Obia, Ikenna, and Ada. Obia's eyes, wide with newfound clarity, pierce the night as she speaks. I have seen it. A vision, a treasure hidden deep within the earth, Obia reveals, her voice echoing through the ancient trees. Ikenna's curiosity is piqued. A treasure? What kind of treasure? He asks, his gaze fixed on Obia. One that can save our village, Obia replies, her voice filled with urgency. I saw it shimmering. Ada presses. Where is this treasure hidden, Obia? Obia declares, beneath the whispering falls. In the secret cave's mouth, Ada and Chinedu stand silhouetted against the daylight, ready to face the unknown. They step into the shadows, where the air hangs heavy with the scent of damp stone and hidden secrets. Faint light reveals the cave's treacherous path, their figures small against the vast darkness. Shadows dance on the walls, playing tricks on the eye as anticipation fills the cavern. Each step echoes in the silence, a reminder of the challenges and the treasure that awaits. Ada and Chinedu venture deeper, their resolve unwavering in the face of the unknown. Ada and Chinedu crest the mountain peak, their breath visible in the frigid air, the culmination of their arduous journey. Before them, bathed in the soft glow of dawn, lies the treasure and artifact pulsing with gentle light. The artifact radiates power, promising hope and protection to their distant village nestled in the valley below. It is a beacon of hope, the key to safeguarding their home and heritage from impending darkness. Their faces reflect determination and relief as they reach for the artifact, ready to fulfill their sacred duty. In the dimly lit village meeting, Ada and Chinedu step forward, drawing the villagers' gaze. Lanterns cast flickering shadows as anticipation fills the air. Ada raises the artifact, its surface shimmering with an otherworldly glow. "We have returned with the artifact," Ada declares, her voice echoing in the night. Chinedu steps up. "And we are here to show you its power," he adds, his eyes gleaming with purpose. The villagers stand as one, their faces alight with newfound determination, the artifact glowing intensely in their midst. Emeka's once unstoppable forces begin to falter, their lines breaking against the surge of power emanating from the artifact. Hope flares as the tide of battle turns decisively, the villagers pushing back with the artifact as their beacon. Victory is within grasp. The village, once on the brink, now stands defiant against the fading threat. But the artifact pulses with an ominous energy, a subtle tremor running through the ground beneath their feet. A chilling omen hangs in the air, a silent promise of future trials lurking beneath the triumphant cheers. The village square bursts with life. Colors and sounds intermingle as villagers celebrate a hard-won victory. Adorned in vibrant traditional attire, the joyful villagers create a spectacle of unity and triumph. At the square's heart, Ada and Chinedu stand radiant, their faces reflecting pure joy. Their eyes lock in a profound gaze, a silent promise of unwavering love and shared destiny. As they exchange vows, their voices carry through the square, weaving a bond that unites the village. In this moment of shared commitment, Ada and Chinedu become symbols of hope and enduring strength. In the dim interior, shadows flicker across the mud walls of Ikenna's hut, illuminated by a solitary oil lamp. Ikenna sits hunched on a stool, his face a canvas of worry as he stares into the flame. Change. It sweeps through our lives like the Harmattan wind. Unyielding, relentless, Ikenna says. We must bend, not break. Adapt or be swept away, he says, the weight of tradition heavy on his voice. The village square buzzes with life. Villagers in traditional and modern attire create a vibrant mix. Laughter echoes, ancient dialects mingling with contemporary slang in the bustling air. Children play, their game a fusion of tag and folk dance, energy swirling around them. Stalls overflow with handcrafted goods, a testament to tradition. Modern tech gadgets gleam alongside the crafts, symbols of progress. Old and new coexist in harmony, weaving a tapestry of time in the heart of the village. Sunlight filters through the trees as Ada and Chinedu stand by the flowing river, a picture of serene strength. Ada gestures towards the flowing water, her face radiant with warmth and unspoken wisdom. Chinedu points to the earth, his expression filled with purpose as he speaks to their children. Their gazes meet, a silent promise of love and guidance passing between them in the dappled sunlight. Torches flicker, casting dancing shadows on the faces of the village elders. Around the wooden table, anticipation hangs heavy in the torch-lit air. Parchment illuminated, they finalize new laws, a beacon of hope for the village. These laws promise equality and justice, a shield protecting every villager's rights. Under the bright sun, the marketplace explodes with life. Villagers and travelers converge, their voices a vibrant chorus. Stalls burst with color, a dazzling display of goods from every corner of the land. The air buzzes with the energy of commerce and connection, a symphony of human interaction. Laughter and bartering fill the air as friendships are forged and deals are struck. Each transaction weaves a thread into the tapestry of community, binding them together. The marketplace stands as a testament to their shared prosperity, a beacon of hope. In the heart of the sacred grove, Obia stands bathed in ethereal moonlight, ancient trees towering like silent guardians. Incense smoke swirls around her, carrying prayers to the ancestors on the gentle night breeze. With fluid grace, Obia begins the final ritual, her movements a dance of reverence and gratitude. The air hums with the sound of crickets, their chirping a chorus to her solemn ceremony. Her face is serene, reflecting the deep connection to her heritage in the spiritual realm. The grove watches, silent and still, as Obia completes her sacred task, her spirit at peace. In the soft glow of oil lamps, Ikenna lies still, shadows dancing on the walls of his humble hut. Ada and Chinedu clasp their father's hands, their faces reflecting a poignant blend of sorrow and deep affection. A profound stillness envelops the room as Ikenna takes his final breath, his presence fading into the night. Grief hangs heavy, a palpable presence in the small, dimly lit space as a family faces their loss. Though Ikenna is gone, his spirit endures, living on through Ada and Chinedu, his legacy secured. In the village square, grief and celebration intertwine, a poignant dance of sorrow and remembrance under the open sky. Villagers in traditional attire gather, their faces a canvas of raw emotion as they weep openly, a collective expression of loss. Stories and laughter echo through the square, honoring Ikenna's memory with tales of a life richly lived. Banners bearing Ikenna's image adorn the buildings, symbols of a legacy that watches over the grieving yet grateful village. The rhythmic beat of drums fills the air, a somber yet uplifting tribute that resonates with the heart of the community. Each drumbeat is a testament to Ikenna's enduring spirit, a unifying force amidst the shared sorrow and celebration. A lone figure emerges on the horizon, a silhouette against the vast sky, their arrival a stark promise of change. The figure carries a worn satchel, hinting at journeys taken and untold stories. Villagers stand united, their faces etched with curiosity and a hint of apprehension. Beneath the surface, a quiet resolve flickers in their eyes, ready to face the uncertain future together. Inside Ada's humble hut, a fire crackles, casting a warm glow on the rough-hewn walls. Shadows dance, highlighting the deep lines etched onto Ada's weathered face. A faint smile plays on Ada's lips as she quietly observes the glowing embers. The firelight reflects in her eyes, hinting at memories and untold stories. Ada's gaze softens, a silent acknowledgement of the village's resilience. In the quiet of the night, Ada finds solace in the warmth and strength of her community. Ada and Chinedu stand shoulder to shoulder, their faces radiant with pride as they take in the vibrant village square. Laughter dances through the air as villagers, once fractured, now unite, working together in seamless harmony. Children's carefree spirits soar as they play, embodying the village's hard-won peace and unity. Market stalls overflow with a vibrant array of goods, symbolizing the village's economic resurgence and prosperity. A palpable sense of unity permeates the air, invisibly weaving the community into a tapestry of shared destiny. The village square buzzes, a testament to a brighter future forged in collaboration, hanging on a delicate balance. Bathed in sunlight, the village square buzzes with life, a stark contrast to the secrets brewing in its heart. Young Ada, barely 16, watches from behind the fountain, her youthful face clouded with suspicion. Her betrothed, a handsome village man, engages in a clandestine meeting, his smiles deceptive. Hushed tones and furtive glances betray his infidelity, shattering Ada's innocent world. The sun-drenched square becomes a stage for betrayal, casting long shadows over Ada's future. In Nikem's dimly lit hut, shadows dance on the mud walls, fueled by the flickering oil lamp. The air grows heavy, thick with unspoken emotions, each breath a silent confession. Nikem's eyes glisten, reflecting the fragile light, betraying the turmoil within. A tear traces a path down her cheek, a silent testament to her hidden feelings. With trembling voice, Nkem confesses, her heart laid bare in the dimly lit space. I too have fallen in love with Chinedu, she whispers, the words hanging in the air. At the riverbank, Ada and Nkem face each other, their reflections shimmering in the flowing water. The air vibrates with unspoken tension, the weight of their friendship heavy between them. Their eyes lock, mirroring the intensity of the coming confrontation. The river flows, a silent witness to the pivotal moment about to unfold. Torchlight dances on anxious faces in the village hall, shadows stretching with the weight of the elders' words. A new law hangs in the air, thick with dread, threatening to unravel the very fabric of their lives. Ada and Nkem share a look, a silent language of worry passing between them. Their fists clench, the injustice of the law igniting a quiet fury within their hearts. A spark of defiance flickers in their eyes, the first embers of a feminist uprising. In the heart of the village square, Ada and Nkem stand firm, their voices amplified by conviction. Banners held high, they challenge the village's ancient patriarchal norms. A gathering of villagers, their expressions a mix of curiosity and unease. Apprehension hangs heavy in the air, a palpable tension among the onlookers. Beneath the surface, defiance starts to simmer, a quiet rebellion brewing. The square transforms into a battleground of tradition versus change. An oil lamp flickers, casting shadows across Ikenna's hut as he sits, his face a canvas of worry and inner turmoil. His brow furrowed, his calloused hands nervously rubbed together, revealing the depth of his internal conflict. The weight of tradition clashes with a father's love, tearing Ikenna between duty and understanding. Lost in thought, Ikenna is torn, his face etched with the profound struggle between old ways and new realities. Beneath the moonlit canopy of the sacred grove, Obia stands tall, a silhouette against the ancient trees. Her voice, a melodious chant, rises and falls, weaving through the night, resonating with forgotten power. Ada and Nkem kneel before her, their faces upturned, bathed in the warm glow of ceremonial fires. Obia's hands rise, channeling ancestral energy, a conduit between the seen and unseen. The flickering flames dance, mirroring the burgeoning strength blossoming within Ada and Nkem. Empowered, they prepare to fight, their faces resolute, ready to claim their rights under the watchful eyes of the grove. Torchlight flickers across the faces of village elders, their expressions unreadable in the dancing shadows. Ada and Nkem stand firm, their resolve cutting through the thick tension of the village meeting. Ada's voice rings out, challenging the silence. "We come before you tonight to speak of fairness, of equality." And Nkem's impassioned plea echoes. "For too long, the women of this village have been denied the rights afforded to men." Under the scorching sun, villagers gather, their faces tight with worry as they await the vote's outcome. At the center, the village elder stands ready, his presence a focal point of the rising tension. Suspense fills the air, heavy and thick, as the fate of their law hangs in the balance. Every sound is magnified, the rustle of leaves and hushed whispers amplifying the palpable anxiety. The dim oil lamp throws long shadows across Ikenna's face, each flicker a fleeting glimpse into his troubled thoughts. He is hunched over a simple wooden table, his brow a landscape of deep furrows carved by time and tradition. The mud walls of his hut seem to close in, amplifying the weight of his contemplation. Ikenna's gaze is fixed on the dancing flame, a silent dialogue unfolding between him and the flickering light. The lines on his face deepen, each one telling a story of ingrained beliefs now challenged. A realization dawns in Ikenna's eyes, a flicker of understanding that transcends the shadows. In the bustling village square, Ikenna stands tall, parchment in hand. As the villagers gather, their faces a canvas of anticipation. A palpable tension fills the air as Ikenna prepares to announce the results, his voice promising to shatter the anxious silence. Each villager's gaze is fixed on Ikenna, their hopes and fears hanging heavy as they await the fate of the new law. The parchment trembles slightly in Ikenna's grip, the fate of the village sealed within its folds. Inside Ada's dimly lit hut, shadows dance wildly as Ada and Nkem gather at the wooden table. Flickering candlelight paints their faces with anticipation, or perhaps the somber shadow of resignation. The air hangs heavy, thick with unspoken hopes and fears. A half-empty bottle of palm wine sits between them, a silent witness to their unfolding fate. Each flicker of the flame tells a story of resilience amid uncertainty. Ada and Chinedu stand hand in hand by the riverbank, sunlight illuminating their hopeful faces. Ada's eyes shine with resolve. "We will fight for our village, Chinedu, I promise you." Chinedu responds, his voice firm with determination. "And I, you, Ada." Their hands tighten, a silent vow of unity against the challenges ahead. "Together, we will build a better future," Chinedu declares, hope reflected in the river's flow. Flickering torches cast dancing shadows across the solemn faces of the village elders. The weight of responsibility etches deep lines into their weathered faces. They gather around a large, rough-hewn table, illuminated by warm oil lamps. The scene is dimly lit. Flickering shadows emphasize the gravity of the moment. Scrolls containing the new laws lie unrolled before them, promising change. The air is thick with unspoken tension as the elders contemplate the future. Bathed in sunlight, the village square pulses with life, a symphony of activity and shared purpose. Villagers, men and women united, their faces reflect a shared determination and joy. Laughter and collaboration fill the air, weaving a tapestry of newfound gender equality. A palpable sense of unity binds them, the village beating as one heart,